to help you understand adjustment layers. Let's say we have the scenario with 5 different clips that we want to add the same effect to. It's okay if you don't want to add effects yet. This is a good thing to know before you start using them. So I'm going to add an effect by going over to the effects panel. And I will drag my blur effect into each clip manually, meant to make adjustments to my blur effect. I will select my clip and go to Effects Control to blur all my clips. So I would have to select each clip. I add in my effect too and repeat this process of going up to Effect Controls and increasing the blur. As you can see, this can get to be time-consuming, especially if you have your footage already cut up into a million pieces from editing it. And things get even more complicated if I wanted to add my blur effect to only the first half of my first clip as well as the others. Then I would have to make another cut and add my effect to that new cutout piece. In no time your timeline will get really messy, and your project will take 10 times longer to complete, but luckily all these issues can be solved with adjustment layers. So I'm going to undo adding my blur effect to all my clips. Now to add an adjustment layer, I'm going to go back to the project panel. Then I will right-click in the project panel, hover over a new item, and select adjustment layer. The default setting should match your timelines, so just hit OK. Now I will drag my new adjustment layer from the project bin onto the track above the clips. Then I will drag my adjustment layer's end to change its duration to cover all the clips I want to add my blur effect to. And of course you can drag your adjustment layer to reposition it over the clips you want. Now whatever effect I add to this adjustment layer is going to also add the effect to any clips underneath it. So for example, I will add my blur effect to the adjustment layer. Then with my adjustment layer selected, I will go up to Effect Controls. And in here I will increase the blurriness of the effect on the adjustment layer. Okay, and now when I scrub through this, you can see that anything underneath my adjustment layer is blurred out. Notice how I can run my adjustment layer through the middle of a clip, and my blur effect will only start once the play head gets the adjustment layer. No need for adding my effect to a bunch of different cutout clips. I did it all with a single adjustment layer. With this adjustment layer, I can add multiple effects, or I could change or delete my effects without having to go in and add each clip. The great thing about adjustment layer is that Premiere Pro lets you do a bunch of different things with them, like add animation and even color grade, all on the single layer. One less thing to keep in mind is that if you have multiple clips underneath your adjustment layer, it will affect all of them. So yeah, adjustment layers are really big deal. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with what you'd like me to cover next. Thanks for watching.